Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to discuss how to develop a simple Android application for native calculator. So this is our design. So you're going to read two numbers and four buttons to perform four arithmetic operations: add, subtract, multiply, divide. Go to File, New project. You can take an empty activity. Next, name it as my calculator. My app name is my calculator, and JDK let it be Oreo itself. Let me click on finish. So it takes a few minutes to load the Gradle. So here you can have reading in a numbers. You can go with an edit text. Here I'll take one linear layout and one more linear layout for the buttons, to add the buttons. Okay, so we'll go with a linear layout itself. Yes, our Gradle got loaded. So let's go to the design part. So I don't want this. Yes, let me change the layout to linear layout. Convert view, linear layout, apply. I don't want horizontal layout, so let me convert it to a vertical. Convert the orientation to vertical. Okay, fine. So now, what you have to read the numbers, two numbers. Okay, so let me take one more layout within this layout. Go to layout, a linear layout. So this is okay. So let this be a horizontal. Okay, so why? Because you mean like this, right? So this is a horizontal, not vertical one. Okay, yes. So let me set this layout to let me set in a few properties to this. For a main layout, let it be in a match parent and match parent, both the layout width and layout height. So for the next sub-linear layout, so let me set a width to match parent. So this will let it be the width be like this, but height to wrap content. Okay, height to wrap content, and within this layout, let me add a plain text. So okay, let me add a plain text. Drag and drop inside this layout. Okay, so sub layout already you have to drop it. So I want to read in two numbers. So let me drop in one more plain text. Yes, you got it right. So this is what. So here you can read in a first number, and here you can read in a second number. Okay, so before that, so let me set this sublinear layout properties. Layout width be match parent, layout height be wrapped content, and next let me set in a layout margin, yes, layout margin. Let me set to a 20 dp. Yes, it came little bit down. So if you want still down, you can go with 30 dp. Yes, let me go a little bit down. 40 dp. Still you want to go a little bit down. 50 dp. So okay, fine, for me this is fine. So let me set the properties for this plain text or an edit text. uh, Width, layout width, let it be a match parent, and height, let it be a, so let me just take this in a match parent, and height wrap content. Okay, fine. So wrap content, and here layout weight is 1. Okay, fine. So ms is 10. Fine. So the name I would like to, I don't want to give any name because I want to read the number. Let me delete the text name. Okay, so let's see which are the properties I would like to set. So you can set any properties whichever you want. Here I'm going to give a hint. In here you are supposed to read in a first number. Okay, let me give the hint to num1. Num1 first number, and input type. Input type is a number. Okay, so let me select the number. Input type is number. Let me select number, not text. Let me select a number decimal here. Number decimal but not text. Okay, let me select it as a number decimal. Apply. Okay, fine. So here directly you can take in a number decimal also. Sign number. So here I have taken an edit text. Instead of an edit text, you can also go with a number, sign number, decimal number, etc. Okay. And let me set the whatever the text size be. Whatever the text that you are going to read it, let it be in 18. I would like to go with a bold. Okay, style you can select a bold. Text size also we already selected. I think these properties are enough. So let me set the properties for the another edit text. Width, let it be match parent. Okay, yes, wrap content. Go to the code and copy paste the same properties whichever we have set for the previous one. Okay, here also I don't want name. I don't want to set name. Input type is and let me set a style, text style. Bold. Okay. So now I have to add any buttons. 4 buttons I want to add, and let me add a hint also. Num2. I think this is fine. So now let's add in a button. For a button, we'll take in a one more linear layout. Okay, sub layout. So please carefully drag drop the layouts. So let it be in a horizontal. Yes. So we took in a one more layout. So please don't put it within this. Okay. So carefully drag and drop here. So this is outside this. Okay. Yes, you got an this is a main linear layout. These are the two sub-linear layout. So for this layout, let me set the properties. This is be in a match parent, height, width, let it be match parent, height, let it be in a wrap content. Okay, height, let it be in a wrap content for this. Then here we'll add an 4 buttons. Okay, let's go to button 1, 2, 3, 4 to perform the 4 operations: add, subtract, multiply and division. So let's set the properties for each of the button. Okay, let's set the properties. Width, let it be an a match parent, but height, let it be an a wrap content. Okay, yes. And let's see which are the properties you can set. Weight, let it be an a 1, and text will write it in a string, is string slash. So this is for an addition. Okay, let me go to result, values, string.xml, and we can add button. Fine. And so what else shall we set? So we can go with a text size. So for the add, if it is not looking good, you can go with a text size and then set this text to 18 and let it be in a bold apply. Okay, so same properties will set for the rest of the buttons also. So let me do a copy paste. Yes, so this is, let it be match parent. Match parent. And let's set the text. Okay, for this first one is an add button, second one is an subtract button. Let me give name sub. Third button is multiplication. Let me give the name mul. And last button is division, div. So let's add for the string. Sub. The name is, I'm going to write it in a caps, sub. Similarly for a multiplication and division. You can go with an operators also. Yes, I think our design is ready. So let me just check it out. How does it looks? If it is fine for me or what. So let me run the emulator and then check. Is my design is looking good? At the end, I'm supposed to add a text view. Yes, for me it's fine. So here I'm supposed to display the answer is. I'm supposed to display the answer here. So I'm going to add one text view. So please carefully add the text view. Okay. not inside this linear layout, not inside the sublinear layout. You are supposed to add it here. Okay, go to text view. I am going to write an answer is. Okay, so please don't add inside this. So please carefully add it outside the linear layout. Okay, fine, yes. Now let me set the properties for this text view. Width, let it be match parent, and height be graph content. Okay, and let me what text is. Let me write it in the string.xml. String / res. Later I'll write the string res. I'll write it as a result is. Okay, here the result will be displayed after performing any of the arithmetic operation. Okay, so here the result is going to be displayed. So let me set the few properties to this. Weight, let it be I don't 1. Okay, fine. And let me set the text size, the gravity to be center. So it's looking left justified. Let me put it to a center. Apply. Okay, so it came to center. And let me set the text view. Text size, let it be 24 sp, and text style, let it be bold. Okay, now it's fine. So let me run and check it out. Yes, design is okay for me. Yes, it's fine for me. Now let's write the Java code. First, let me write a variables. Declare a variables for buttons and then the edit text. Okay. 2 edit text is there and 4 buttons are there. Edit text. Let me name it as a num1. Variable name is a num1. Find view by ID. So what's the ID is r dot id dot text view. Okay, so let me check it out. What is the ID is? So it is not a text view, edit text, right? Yes, edit text number 1. So similarly, let me define a variable for or object for the second edit text. Let me name it as a num2, and here the ID is edit text %2. Okay, fine. Let me define an object for a buttons. Button. Now let me name it as an add button. Variable name is add. Object name is add. Find view by ID r dot id dot button. The first one is just ID name is button. So similarly, let me create a object for the subtract, multiplication and division. This UB MUL DIV. Let's check the IDs for each of the button. Button 2, you can cross check here and go to an activity underscore main, go to code, and here your ID names is button, button 2, button 3, button 4. Okay, subtract, button 3, button 4. Okay, so after defining the variables, now let me write a code. On clicking on this, what it should do. And one more variable we are missing, so that is for the edit text. Okay, so here you have an edit text. We have not yet defined an object to access the edit text. So I'll write it as a text view. Text view. Object name is res. Find view by id. R dot id dot text view. Okay, so now instead of writing an on-click listener for each of the button, so let me implement here in the class itself. Okay, so I'm going to write it as a implements view dot on click listener. Okay, view dot on click listener. So before that, you are supposed to call the function set on click listener with respect to the object. Add dot set on click listener. So you are going to call within this class itself. So let me write it as a this. Okay. Next for an sub dot set on click listener this. Similarly for a multiplication and division. Multiplication, division. Okay, so now let me write a on click listener function. Let me write a code for a on click listener. Public void on click. Let me write a code for the on click function. Okay, now we are supposed to write a code on clicking on the each of the button what it should do. Okay, on clicking on each of the button what it should do. Okay, so first what you have, first you are supposed to read the two numbers as it is right. First let me read the two numbers. Okay, so let me read the two numbers. Before reading the two numbers, you have to check that the nothing is there. Okay, here you have not read anything. So you have to check that nothing is there, you have not read anything. Num1, num2 nalli ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ, there is nothing, you have to check it out first. So let me write the code for that. If so there is a class called a text utility, text utils. Okay, So text utils dot, you have to check whether it is empty or not. Okay, you have not read anything, so you have to check whether it is empty or not. For that, let me use a function called isEmpty. IsEmpty. So this function is defined inside a class called a textUtils. Okay, so which one you have to check? Num1. Num1. So you have to read each and every character from the num1. For that, get text function dot toString. Num1 we have not defined, so actually we have defined, so this is here, since we have not defined outside, there is a problem of a scope. Okay, so better you variable declaration will do it outside the onCreate function. Okay, then it will not be any problem. Yes, we got it. So there is some problem related to the scope of the variable. So now it is available for the every function. Okay. Yes. Textutils. Let me check what is the expected expression expected. Okay. So what you have to check whether num1 is empty. Num1 is empty. Or num2 is empty. Okay, textutils dot isEmpty num2 dot getText dot toString. Okay, after checking num1 and num2 is empty or not. If it is not empty, okay, you have to read the values. If it is not empty, you have to read the values. Okay, if it is empty, you have to return. Okay, let me return if it is not empty. Please return if it is empty. So now let me read the values. Num1 is equal to num1 equals float dot parse float num1 dot getText dot toString. I have not defined the variables, right? So ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲಿ read ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, whatever the number that I have read, I have to store it in some variable. So that let it be an n1 variable. Let me define that variable. Float n1. Initially the n1 let it be 0. Similarly, to read the second value, after reading the second value, I have to store it in some variable. I am going to store it in an n2 variable. Float n2 is equal to 0. Initially the n2 value let it be 0. Got it? Yes. So I have read a num1 value. Now let me read a num2 value. n2 is equal to float, f is capital, so that you should keep it in mind, dot parse float num2 dot getText dot toString. Okay, after reading both the values, now you have to tell that if in a button clicked is an add, what you have to do, subtract, what you have to do, similarly on clicking on a multiplication and division buttons. So for that, let me take a switch. I'm going to read from the view. Okay, view dot. So you have to get the ID. Okay, let me get an ID. Get ID function. Get ID function. So case 1, first case. So I'll read it from the ID itself. R dot ID dot button. So if you have clicked on a first button, what you have to do? You have to perform the addition. Okay, you have to perform the addition. Let me store it in some variable. I'll going to store it in a variable called a result. Okay, so let me declare this variable also. Result is also float, obviously. If a num1 and num2 is a float, the result is also float. Result, initially let it be 0. Okay, result equals n1 plus n2. n1 plus n2 break. Let me take a next case r dot id dot. If you have a confusion, you can just look at for a subtraction, the id is button 2. Button 2. Here let me store the result. Result equals, what you have to do, you have to perform the subtraction. n1 minus n2. n1 minus n2 break. Case r dot id dot. To perform a multiplication, id is button 3. Result equals num1 into n2. n1 into n2 break. Last operation is division. Case r dot id dot button. For a division, what is the id is button 4. Button 4 for result equals n1 divided by n2 break. Okay, for a default case, so if it is other than buttons, so what you have to do, you have to just break it. So for the default break. Okay, now, so whatever the result you are going to get, you are going to display in your edit text. Result is. So for that, I am supposed to write a code. Okay, so here in order to access that edit text, what is the variable or object we have already declared is a res. Res dot. So there you are supposed to set the text. Set text to. So let me check as it is within this. Okay, fine. We have not yet defined this variable outside this scope. Yes. Copy. Now you may not get a error. Set text res, right? Yes, res text view. N1, what do you have to display? Whatever the N1 value plus, I hope you know how the Java works. Okay, N1 plus. So here I have some small smears, and then here I am going to display which is the operator. Okay, so let me define one variable called an operator OPER. Let it be in a string type. String dot, sorry, string OPER operator. So initially let it be empty. Okay, initially let it be empty. Illi now, so if it is an addition, so you are supposed to display it as an plus. Okay, the operator is plus for the addition case. Then operator is minus for subtraction. And operator is multiply for multiplication. Division divided by. Yes, here this is what the operator is. Whatever the operator that is displays, OPER. Into N1 plus N2, N1 minus N2, N1 into N2, etc. Let me display an equals. Equals. So here the result is stored in a result variable. Result. Fine. So this completes your code. Let me check if there is any error. No error. Let me run the code. Let me give 5, 2, click on add button, add. Let me click on add button. The problem is actually we have defined a edit text edit text twice and text view twice. So let me remove it once. Okay, so you have to define it only once, don't define it twice. Yes, let me run. Five, 5, 2, click on the add button. 5 plus 2 is 7, click on sub button. 5 minus 2 is 3, click on mul button. 5 into 2 is 10, click on divide button. 5 by 2 is 2.5. Thank you all.